What are things most women don't understand about men? The average man doesn't get complimented by women. He almost feels invisible to most women. If you are interested in a guy, just compliment him. I promise even if he isn't into you, he will remember you. On the flip side, this is also why some men mistake kindness for flirtation. BC female attention is rare for some guys. They tend to take any kind of attention as flirtation. Not justifying it, just helping you all understand. That's actually really good advice. Thanks, glad I could help. I think she's hitting on you. I doubt that, lol. If I say I don't care where we eat, it's not a game. Literally effing anywhere. Sandwich shop, Mexican, steak place, soup, AutoZone. I don't fucking care. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Rock, flag, and eagle. If you give a man a compliment, it will stick with him for his entire life. I have a really S-time memory, but I still remember the time way back in high school when a girl told me I had nice eyebrows, haha. Literally one compliment will get 90% of men to be interested in you. If you ask what I'm thinking about, and I say nothing, I'm not withholding information from you. I'm literally thinking about nothing. My brain is on idle. Or nothing that I want to say. I'm always thinking. But it's not always things worth talking about. Perhaps I'm an overthinker, but I'd rather be certain about what I have to say if I'm going to be serious. This is what I've normally assumed when people say nothing to that question. I can't imagine not thinking, nor can I imagine telling people the sum of the thoughts I have to deal with, but would much rather not have. Sometimes I do have nothing in my head and people ask and tell me I looked like I was thinking about something serious. But there are plenty of times it's something I'm just not ready to say it. Woman here. I was walking around at work the other day and people kept remarking how serious I looked and asking me what was wrong. I was just thinking that my underpants were feeling tight and trying to work out if I was getting fat or which one of my kids' underpants I might have accidentally put on in the dark. Anything close to that. Just because we want to have sex with you doesn't mean we are objectifying you or don't find you interesting or fun to be around. Sure, some people take it too far and are horn dogs, but being attracted to someone physically doesn't exclude mental attraction. I'm a woman and I wanna know why the ballsack has a seam. It's so you can replace the sperm cartridges in case one runs out. Sperm is much cheaper than printer ink. Wait, where you getting refills? My dealer's been out for a hot minute now. We need straight talk about emotional topics. No games. No clamming up and saying I'm fine. Tell us what you're thinking and feeling. If you lie and say it's not a problem, even if we don't believe you, we are going to take that at face value. Use your grown-up words. Wife, are you hungry? Me, no. It's 5:45 and I had a late lunch. I'm good. Minus 45 minutes later, wife is angry at me because when she asked if I was hungry, that was her way of signaling that she was in fact hungry. Why not just state that you are hungry? This happen about every 2 weeks. Same who I know this one. Came across it a little while ago. This is the clash between ask culture versus guess culture. Chances are that your wife has been raised to think that coming right out with what she wants is rude and demanding. Then she needs to change. Upbringing is not an excuse for bad behavior. This is something being drilled into men repeatedly. Close bracket. They need to understand that men can't understand their hints. This too has weight to it. Women have been proven through experiments to be far better at identifying emotional cues and subtle body language. I can't remember exactly, but their minds can pick up something around 3 to 5 times more indicators than we can. Women have been proven through experiments to be far better at identifying emotional cues and subtle body language. However, also consider that they are also significantly more prone to reading into things incorrectly and jumping to conclusions because of the exactly same cues and subtleties. Yeah, I guess. I think we poker face through things so we convey a totally different message than we intend. We compartmentalize. Basically putting a thought on a shelf and leaving it for later. But women don't as much. and can't quite understand how we do that. Meaning they don't have the same off switch as we do. Which is why they are confused how we are literally thinking nothing when they ask us. And they think we are lying. This is all stuff I've read. So I hope anything I've said isn't offending anyone. We have feelings. Too. We are just forced to keep them to ourselves. Society says men need to talk more about their feelings. But if we do, we're all suddenly weak. Amen, brother. I don't have the problem of being called weak, and I wouldn't care if I was. The killer for me is that my feelings have always been dismissed. Hey, as a female, mine are dismissed as illogical or someone throws me a bone, like I'm a little girl. Then when I'm logical, it's oftentimes seen as too blunt. I think the idea of women being emotional and men being unemotional hurts both genders. Preach. How about everyone just treats everyone else like the glorified apes they are? Realize we're all fucking flawed and have no idea what we are doing. Enough of this unwritten rules shit. 20,000 years ago we were considered lucky to be shitting in a man-made hole in the ground. And we wanna act like so much has changed in that time. I have never had a conversation with a group of guys where the subject of breasts was discussed. There were a couple of throwaway comments and dirty jokes, but it wasn't a part of our conversation. Also, while the average guy thinks about S a lot, we don't obsess over it. A lot of the time, when we are just thinking about something for a long stretch it has nothing to do with S. Personally I geek out a lot in my head. My brother thinks about sports most of the time. A third thing about men is that we enjoy being romanced too. Don't get me wrong, I like being the guy, but I also get extremely happy when my GF does something nice, just to be nice or offers an unsolicited compliment. On the flip side, I have had many conversations with my friends where we specifically discussed sex and various things about it / who we've done it with, what we like, and what weird s we have done. Most of them come from drinking games. So yeah, these conversations definitely still happen. I had it happen once, and it was really fucking awkward. I feel like it's two distinct sets of guys, and there's no in between. We want to be the little spoon too. If the girl is smaller, the term used is jitpacky. Learned this on Reddit in some obscure thread. Female here and I love being a big spoon. I refer to it as being a backpack. Woman here. I absolutely have no idea how your balls just hang there. Where do they go when you walk? Tucked behind your legs? Do they swing? How do you sit? On top of them, or do they scoot forward? Can they really ascend upwards and disappear, or is that just a trope I learned from King of the Hill that I somehow think is true? Sometimes I just look at them and get so confused. They're pretty, they're fun, but I just don't get them. Edit. Wow guys, I was not prepared to wake up to all this ball knowledge, but I really appreciate everyone taking the time to explain to me the wonderful world of bowel sacs. It's not that complicated, honestly. I don't think I ever consciously think about ball placement when I sit. They tend to just go wherever there's room for them. I don't think I've ever accidentally sat on my balls or anything like that. They never draw back up inside my body or anything like that. The only real difference is that I don't like sitting with my knees together, but that's more due to thigh muscles preventing it than balls. I don't think I've actually sat on my balls only once ever. I caught mine many moons ago when I was a student living in student digs with my girlfriend. We had a huge room with 2 single beds, so me being the budding engineer pushed them together, and to stop the mattresses slipping, I spun them 90 degrees round. We still only had single bottom sheets. One day I was in a hurry and scooted off the bed. As I was moving forward, the difference of my weight on the mattresses caused the gap between them to open up. Just as my balls were going over, they dropped down into the gap and were then clamped in place as the rest of my 200-pound body weight carried on moving. Yeah, nearly castrated myself that morning. Not good. I want some compromise when I don't want to do a thing. S is fun, but it's not close to my favorite thing in the world. I've turned it down more than once because I wanted to go to the gym, and I like those girls a lot. Sometimes guys don't want to and aren't in the mood either. Yeah, like a night with my guitar is sometimes a better choice. Honestly, having S with your guitar sounds like an odd thing to do. It's also strings attached. Get out. It hurts our feelings when you talk about short men like the most pathetic beings in the world. I'm a woman and I don't understand why someone would do that. That's so mean. Probably because men as a whole are an easy target. We can't lash back out because we'll be demonized and vilified. In fact, we already are because of the actions of a few. And anyone snapping under the pressure of being attacked constantly just serves to everyone else as proof men are awful. So we just take it in silence. Because complaining proves that you're a weak individual man and not worthy of anyone's time/support/feelings. It's a vicious circle of you're bad and you can't fight it because you prove you're bad. It's a lose-lose if we fight it or complain about it. If a short guy gets mad at being called short, it just proves he has a Napoleon complex, when in reality he hears this every single day, and he just has no more patience for it and snaps at anyone that says it. Our hearts can break too.